All right, a 6:30 ground out to start this game. Winner will play tomorrow at Hydro Weekly at 6 o'clock against the winner of Dale or Fort Conner Broxton. That game is going to be long down the road now. Hydro is behind schedule and it'll take at least probably about 2 hours for that game to get ready to go. And the strikeout. Right to the pitcher. 1-3 ground out, and it is 3 up, 3 down for Amber Pocasset. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. It'll be Arapaho Butler Indians coming up to bat. You're watching Prep Nation TV coverage of the 2024 Labor Day Baseball Tournament here at Weatherford Eagle Park. I'd like to apologize on the previous game. I put the wrong logo on the encoder panel, and it should have been the Buy-Side Restaurant instead of Conk Insurance, and I do apologize. I'd like to thank our coverage sponsors for today's live stream video highlights and game of the day. It'll be Turner Welding in Amber, Oklahoma, and White Dog Hill Restaurant in Clinton, Oklahoma. E6. Shortstop unable to field it. Bounces off. Base runner on now for Arapaho Butler. Safe at first, safe at second. Down right field line it goes. Sending him home from third, sending him home from second. It is going to be a RBI, two RBI triple. Ball was dropped, otherwise it would have been a tag out. 2-0 early lead for Arapaho Butler. Run scores 3-0. Ball gets away from the catcher and safe at second. Boy, this is the worst start for Amber Pocasset that they could possibly have, and for Arapaho Butler could not be drafted any better. Ricochets through the right field wall over to left. Going to be safe at second. Navajo and Leedy has gotten underway over at Hydro, and it is an early 2-1 lead for Navajo. By center up to bat, bottom of the third inning. Fires home and tags him. Ball goes foul. Those of you that had forgotten college football was on tonight, Oklahoma is up on Temple 14-0. 3:30 to go in the first quarter. It's been 2 possessions for the Sooners, 2 touchdowns. Starting quarterback Brooke is 1 for 6, -2 passing yards. Runner goes, safe at second. Boy, it has just been the best storybook beginning that you could create for Arapaho Butler. Miscues, errors, multiple hits, multiple RBIs, and they have absolutely jumped on Ampo here early on in the bottom of the first. Another error. E7 is going to score two, just absolutely just crushing any chance. Safe at second as well. I was going to say, any chance to get out of this inning and get back up to bat. It was a 3 up, 3 down top first. 3 errors in this inning, and it is now a 5-0 run for Arapaho Butler. Sooners rounding home, safe, score it. RBI single, 6-0 Arapaho Butler. I was just in the process of saying Sooners get their first interception of the season, and now they've got the ball 1st and 10 inside their own 20. Already 2 turnovers against Temple. Well, the run rules in effect are 12 after 3 and 10 after 4. Also 8 after 5 and 6 after 6 here. This would be a surprising result if it does go run rule. Pop up, hooking foul. First baseman loses it. It is an absolutely beautiful day here at Weatherford, just outside the Raider Park. Right across the middle. Man, Arapaho Butler is on fire. Everything that they are doing, working, clicking, popping, falling their way. I mean, just from miscues to fielding errors to perfectly spotted balls to extra base runners in advance beating out the throws at second and third. I mean, you could not script it any worse for Coach Graham's squad here making a pitching change. Honestly, figured that one might be coming sooner rather than later. It is a 6-0 lead for Arapaho Butler. Still 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Wow, wow, wow. This is a very surprising result. Amber Pocasset, defending state champions in Class A baseball. Arapaho made it to the semifinals. Very young, inexperienced squad, but nonetheless a team built for a potential run themselves. Sooners hit about a 50-yard field goal and now lead Temple 17-0. If you're not watching the game, it's on ESPN. A rare first ever Friday night game at Memorial Stadium in Norman, Oklahoma. Somebody ain't happy. Navajo continues to lead Leedy 2-1. They're in the top of the fourth inning, and the Indians are up to bat. Well, we'll have 10 count here on the pitching warm up. And if Amber Pocasset is going to get back in this game, they've got to stop any additional runs. They're going to have to start scoring some of their own. An absolutely just stellar performance so far for Arapaho Butler. Kind of struggled in yesterday's games. Amber didn't have a single hiccup in the Sterling game, and now definitely facing potential conflict and difficulty here. So we'll see how the Panthers respond. 2 outs, bottom of the first inning still, and runners on first and second for Arapaho Butler. It's going to be a weird season for college football, the first time in 28 years that OU won't play in the Big 12. And I don't even know when they joined the Big 8 conference and the Big 6, but it's been well before I was born. We did the Best of the Best Baseball Festival about 5 weeks ago at OU, had a really good turnout, and was just surreal seeing the SEC logos around campus and on the softball and baseball walls inside the diamonds. Ooh, that one looked like that hurt. Looked like we had a combination. Looks like the ball went off the plate and hit the batter in the foot. Looks like the bat may have hit the catcher. But definitely favoring his right foot. And not a podiatrist, but that doesn't look like a good base runner right now. They may want to do a courtesy runner if this ends up being ruled a hit by pitch. Otherwise, we may just have a dead ball foul since it sounded like it ricocheted off of home plate. So, not the break that Amber Pocasset had in mind. Nonetheless, we do have a break. 2 outs, top inning was a 3-up, 3-down affair for the Panthers. Indians came out just barrels blasting and guns blazing. And boy, they have already put 6 runs up on the scoreboard and have looked flat out awesome doing so. Can't just blame it all on miscues and errors by Amber Pocasset because it's not just been that. There you go, perfect example of what I'm talking about. That's going to drop, going to fall, going to be another RBI single, make it 7-0. I mean, these kids. I said it earlier in the tournament that they could be a dark horse team to make a potential push toward the championship game, and I definitely stand by that assessment. If there are 3 teams that are young, now experienced, and up and coming and going to be problems for people, I would say Arapaho Butler, the Okarche Warriors, and the Calumet Chieftains are the teams that are going to give people absolute fits. Misses the ball. It just keeps getting gooder and gooder and badder and badder. 2 runs score, 2 RBI double. And I don't know that I've ever seen Amber Pocasset give up 9 runs in an inning before, but they have now done it. Wow. The dive wasn't necessarily a bad play. He had to try to make a play on it. He ended up being about a foot shy of the ball still with the dive, and it wasn't anywhere close to getting a ball to stop the path. And as a result, the left fielder had to chase it down, which gave him another opportunity to play 2 more runs instead of just possibly 1. And it is just all Arapaho Butler so far. Very impressive start to the game for this young Indian squad. If you're an Ampo fan, this is it's got to be brutal because they definitely are not playing up to potentiality. Unfortunately, just not getting any strikes, not getting any swings and misses, not getting, just those standard pop up routine plays that seemingly you just get a couple every inning or so. They are making absolute contact with the ball and driving it and doing so deeply, hardly, and cross field, just pretty much putting it left, right, center field, all over the map. Another swing, another hit, loops it out to center field, rounds third, comes home, in second, safe, make it 10-0. So still second. That one was very close, but it looked like he did bobble it and it got lost in the dirt. And not much else you can add to that. 10-0. I have been surprised more than a few times in my life, but this one is one that I would say is a shocker. And in no wise am I diminishing what Arapaho Butler is doing based upon just Amber Pocasset not playing to the best of their ability or playing as good as they usually do. They are absolutely on their heels here, and this has just been a brutal first inning. All right, runs under it, snags it, and that'll do it. Your score through 1. Arapaho Butler 10, Amber Pocasset 0. We'll head at the top of the second inning coming up. We've got surmising going on here. We may have had the kids enter the wrong bus, or the right bus may have found the perfect kids to enter. Whichever way you want to spin that one. Looking like Arapaho Butler stopped off maybe at Norman or Stillwater to pick up a couple of college studs. I'm telling you, it's about as good of a first inning as you can have. If you're a football fan, Sooners are up 17-0. They've already had 3 turnovers. And we're barely into the second quarter, 2 fumbles and an interception. So Oklahoma has the ball yet again after a pretty decent pass completion for Temple. This is the final 6 o'clock game here of the tournament at Eagle Field tomorrow. We'll just have games at 2 and 4. And then the championship tie-in game tomorrow, which will be Dale Fort Cobb Broxton versus Arapaho Butler or Amber Pocasset. Will be your 6 o'clock game tomorrow. Navajo now leads Leedy 3-1, top of the fourth inning. So we'll continue to keep you updated on that score. Beats out the throw, hot shot single, and the Panthers finally have a base runner on. Thus far, the only team of the tournament in play really that hasn't had any problems had been Amber Pocasset. Now back-to-back singles to start the second year. Dale struggled early against Canute. Dale struggled mightily against Hydro, having to win on a walk-off. Fort Cobb Broxton struggled against Canute. Arapaho Butler yesterday struggled in a couple of games. Had to really kind of grind it out to win a 5-4 game over Sterling. And it just goes to show. Sometimes it can't come too easy. All right, fires over, gets him there, and gives him the double play, 4-6-3. It was very close at first. He gave a double pump flex, so I interpreted that to mean that he got him, but maybe it means he was safe, because it sure looked like he had beat the throw by about a half a stride. So it looks like they're going to give them the 4-6 fielder's choice tag at second, and then runners remain on the corners for the Panthers. So correction on the original call there. Ends up being a 4-6 tag out. Goes foul on the hack and swing. Inside, they're going to say hit the equipment, which means probably the pant leg or part of the shoe there. So bases loaded now for Fort Cobb Broxton. This is just, I got a feeling this is going to be one of those games we're going to talk about later. So as bad as the bottom of the first was, it's now shaping up to be almost as good for Fort Cobb Broxton. There's one out, bases loaded, and you're all but assured of at least getting some kind of run production here. Pop up to second base, 2 down. Just goes foul. That would have scored at least 2 for the Panthers. So obviously they not wanting to mess this up, so they're going to go back, get it again. We'll have an 0-1 pitch count, 2 down. That's the right idea. If you're going to hit it, you got to really put it and drive it. Can't afford to underswing in another infield pop up. Goes to third again, and 5 unassist tag, heads up play. So Ampo unable to score. Leave the bases loaded. We'll head to the bottom of the second, and it'll be once again Arapaho coming back up to bat. You're watching Prep Nation TV coverage of the 2024 Labor Day tournament here at Weatherford Eagle Field. Navajo now leads Leedy 4-1. They're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, this one would be a huge surprise if it was at run rule. I would have figured if we were going to get a 7-inning game, this one would have definitely been probably one of them. Another single for Arapaho Butler. I mean, seriously, tip your cap. They are hitting it in every spot, just moving the ball nice, neatly, cleanly, and it is rotation in and out. I don't see anybody warming up in the bullpen for Amber Pocasset. However, I think we may have somebody going down to do so now, and they are, so we may be looking at a pitching change coming up here if he gets in much more trouble. For a second, I thought he might be going down just to get a foul ball, but he is doing some arm exercises to warm up and leg as well. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. That was a 3 unassist double play on the toss out at second. And he had so much time, he got to choose who he wanted to throw to on that one. So nicely done by the first baseman. Gets both base runners now off the path and gives his pitcher some breathing room here that he'll need to continue to stay on the mound. Chopper over to third, makes the stop, makes the play, fires and throws. Gets him on the ground out. We'll head to the top of the third inning coming up. It's 10-0 Arapaho Butler. Sooners with another field goal. It is now 20-0 lead. 8:05 remains in the second quarter if you're interested. If you are wanting to go to the games and think, well, I just didn't have enough time to make it, at Hydro Weekly, the 6 o'clock game between Dale and Fort Cobb Broxton will likely not start until at least 8 o'clock, if not much later than that. So if you're wanting to attend, you certainly can make it. We're on target to hopefully be done here about when we should, which is about 8 o'clock. This will be the final 6 p.m. game of the tournament for Weatherford Eagle Field. Tomorrow we'll have the 2 and 4 o'clock games. And then everybody will head on over to Hydro Weekly High School for the 6 o'clock top bracket game tomorrow night, and then potentially 3 games on Monday, Labor Day. Check swing says he goes, and he does. Can't get his glove on it. Perfectly spotted ball. And it is a single for Amber Pocasset. Navajo game now in the top of the 5th inning, so it's Navajo 4, Leedy 1. Just a reminder, those games have 2-hour time limits, and it'll take them probably 25 to 30 minutes to set the field at Hydro Weekly High School, Coach Graham and staff. So that's kind of what you're looking at for the start of the Fort Cobb Broxton Dale game. which was originally supposed to start at 6. And again, my estimation is I doubt it. It makes it even at 8 o'clock, probably longer than that. He didn't safe at first. Throws down the bunt. Bobbles gets his hand on it, throws him out 1-3. Runner advances to second for the Panthers. Looping shot. Second snags it. Oh, he beats it out. So a nice hustle there by the Panthers. Runners on the corners now. And in back-to-back innings, Amber Pocasset threatening. They loaded them up in the second after 3 up, 3 down first. Panthers have got to get on the scoreboard here now, down touchdown and a field goal. Ball goes foul. Fouls it off, so the base runner will have to bounce back to first. K time. Got to quit watching those come in. This is a game to where you've got to get opportunities to score. And just my 2 cents worth is you're going to have to be aggressive to get back in this game. Two-0 pitch count now. Like to again thank Turner Welding and White Dog Hill Restaurant, our sponsors for today's video highlights, plays of the game, and score updates, as well as the live stream. To the shortstop, flicks it over. 6-4. So in back-to-back innings, Amber Pocasset strands 5 base runners. No run score. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Score remains Arapaho Butler 10, Amber Pocasset 0. Touchdown Sooners, soon to be 27-0. 11-yard touchdown pass from Jackson Arnold. Burks catches the 11-yard pass, absolute stud. By virtually every coach that I have talked to on campus has said he was going to start, he was going to be their best wide receiver, and he would be doing so as a freshman. Ampo more timid at the batter's box than I'm used to seeing them. They've been unable to plate any runs. They've had the bases loaded, runners at first and third, unable to score. And now they are in dangerous territory because if Arapaho Butler pins any extra runs on here and Ampo does not score in the top of the fourth coming up, it is a run rule loss after a run rule victory last evening. So very surprising turn of events here in the games. Update on the Navajo Leedy game. Score remains 4-1. However, the Indians have the bases loaded in the top of the fifth and threatening to extend their lead over Leedy. Over to the shortstop. Gets the scoop and a throw. 6-3 ground out, 1 down. Excuse me. To the second baseman, rolls with it and gets the throw out. 2 down. So much better defense for Ampo. Offense, though, has been MIA in this game. Couple of hits in the second and third inning, proving unproductive as they stranded 5 base runners after a 3-up, 3-down top first. Difference in the game, just a massive amount of runs in the bottom of the first by Arapaho Butler, 10-0 lead, seemingly just insurmountable. Wallops it out to right field, going to go way over his head. To the wall, rounding, heading into second. I believe they're going to hold him. No, he's going to go for it. In safe at third with the triple. Beautiful stride. Way to go, Hustle. Absolutely just a perfect game, by and large, for Arapaho Butler. Just truly astounding to watch how good they are really playing here, putting everything together and just stretching the field against this Panthers defense. Flies out to left field. All right, folks, we'll head at the top of the fourth inning. It is 10-0 Arapaho Butler. Amber Pocasset will be up to bat, and they will have to score at least 3 runs. Leadoff single. Sixth base runner on for Amber Pocasset. Run rules in effect 12 after 3, 10 after 4, so that's where we're at. Ampo will need at least one run, two to be safe. You don't want to literally have to do the very same thing again in the fifth inning and prevent an 8-5 run rule scenario from kicking in there, too. That's why I say, get more than two. But this is the inning you got to get it going. And the swing and a miss. Strikeout. Runner goes, one hops in, safe at second. 0-1 pitch count will resume. Ball gets away again. Runner in safe at third. All right, well, at a minimum, this is the runner that Ampo has got to plate at third. You obviously want to get as many runs every inning as you can, but they have got to get at least one here. And they need more than two for some breathing room for a potential fifth inning run rule. Evens up the pitch count, 2-2. Strikeout. Oh, absolute backbreaker. 2 Ks in the inning. Two zero pitch count again. And make it. Oh, we gave him the strike. 2-1. Inside corner, 3-1. And runners on the corners for Amber Pocasset. They need some runs here, otherwise we'll have a final score. Head coach Holt heading out to the mound. down the pike. Ampo has just been atypically passive this game, not really aggressive, not pushing the envelope, and the exact opposite has been true for Arapaho Butler. They have just almost played with abandon, no pressure, no stress, just absolutely have played the hand dealt them perfectly. In for another strike, so now Amber down to their final out and strike. Just very atypical to take that many pitches, ball after ball after ball, and then strike after strike. Going to go foul. One, two pitch count will resume. Rips it over, and Amber Pocasset gets the run that they were desperate to have. RBI single, 10-1 ball game. Well, at the very least, that gives them a temporary reprieve for a fifth inning, but they absolutely do not want to stop here. They need to get at least two more runs. Very surprising game, to say the least. Navajo has absolutely blown open their game against Leedy. It is now 10-1, bottom of the fifth inning. The Bison have two base runners on. So giving you an update on that game now. Navajo 10-1 over Leedy, bottom of the fifth. Well, folks, people have been wondering, will Oklahoma finally have a defense this year? First half, 4 turnovers, 3 fumble recoveries, 1 interception. OU's defense has given up 62 yards of offense in the first half against Temple. Fly out to center. All right, we'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Here's the reality. Arapaho Butler can still walk it off with 1 run scored. Like to once again thank White Dog Hill, I should say, restaurant in Clinton, and Turner Welding in Amber, Oklahoma. Thank you for your sponsorship and coverage today. If you haven't subscribed to our PNTV channel, please do so. Go to the homepage, click subscribe. It's free. It'll prioritize content whenever you're in the app, and you'll be more likely to see our video content. Another touchdown by Oklahoma. Again, Arnold to Burks for a 9-yard TD. Soon to be 34-0 Oklahoma right before halftime. Ball goes foul. This one shifts over to center right field. Runs under it with the fly out, one down. And high ball 2. Hit by pitch will advance the base runner. Potential game-winning run now at first for the Indians. Final score, Navajo 10, Leedy 2. And so we'll give you an update when the Fort Cobb-Broxton and Dale game begins. It will still be a while as that game just now goes final. Safe at second. And goes foul. 0-2 pitch count. Game-winning run for Arapaho Butler now at second base. Amber Pocasset needs to do what they did this inning and the next. They need to score at least now 2 more runs in the next inning. Misses it. That's the game, folks. Not going to be able to beat it, I don't think. Safe. That is the official ball game. Final score: Arapaho Butler 11, Amber Pocasset 1.